Welcome to the sailing season of 2023. Well, this is where we left off last time. It was very cold and very windy. We'll see you again on the water next year with Sailing Odyssey. And here's Sailing Odyssey still under her cover. The plan today was to remove the winter cover, but it's so cold and windy that we're going to delay that for next week, which hopefully will be much warmer and calmer than it is today. Why are you in the car?
It's cold, it's windy. Wind is just cutting right through me off. It's terrible.
So what did we do today? We've been here now for about 2 hours. What did we accomplish today?
I removed the battery. It's not charging up anymore. That's it.
We we cleaned up the interior a little bit so that it'll be easier for us to move around.
Organized the interior because everything was a mess. It was upside down.
Yeah. And I think you're planning to do something with the mast today.
No.
So you decided not to put in the new sheaths.
No.
No.
It's
okay.
It's just
all
brutal.
right.
No.
So you're just keeping warm because, as you can see, Odyssey is still, open. We're calling it quits for today because it's just so damn cold and very windy. We came to do some boat work to prepare for spring launch, but got defeated by the bitterly cold and windy weather. Unlike the Para Marine Search and Rescue Team, leaving the dock for their 2023 pre-season vessel shakedown. What a difference 7 days make! Last week it was cold and windy, and today it's sunny and it's warm. It's going to be a full day of spring boat work, preparing for the spring launch. Look at Paolo, he's wearing shorts and just a long sleeve. Last week, he could barely get out of the truck.
Springtime, we're getting ready to launch our boat, and we got to put this thing back together. I am getting the mast support plate ready to install. Last year I took it out so that we can install our antenna. Thought I could go through here and just take out whatever filling was in here, but I wasn't able to take it out, so I had to take out the mast and take out the plate. And now this year I'm gonna have to put the plate back on. This is gonna go something like this. This goes on top here, and with this on top. At the same time, I have to put my antenna cable on this other side. There's only room for one cable on either side. This group is only so big. So I have to take out all this silicone that I put on last year as a preventive measure for the winter time. And they're gonna use a different type of sealant to prevent any water from getting inside. At the same time, I also have to get the antenna cable, feed it through here, and try and bring it down to where the radio is going to be mounted on the inside of the cabin.
The magic of sailing. When you think of sailing, you think of a boat that's out there underwater with the sails unfurled and slicing through the water, the wind in your hair and the wind filling the sails. But in reality, spring and summer is approaching. You spend a lot of time then doing a few things like maintenance as well as boat improvement. That's the reality of boating, especially up here. But we think it's worth it to take that extra time and to get everything ready for our lodge day, because we know that once we're on the water, we can enjoy our sailing season, confident in our boat's ability to keep us safe while we're on the water. But to do that, we need to set aside the time to maintain the boat, to maintain Odyssey. I can't believe it's April 14 and it's hot. It's summer hot temperature, and so I have this umbrella over Paolo to shade him from the sun. I fed it up to the second mark. Success. After what, 20 minutes of trying to feed this in, you got hold of it? Don't lose it. Yeah, I'm feeding more antenna cable. What, you want me to pull out the antenna cable out again? Okay.
Okay, so now we attach the tape over here, attach this over here. We don't lose this. And we have our, and now I can feed in the antenna cable.
Okay. So the next step now that we have fished the antenna cable through, is to add butyl tape around the mast plate opening to prevent any water coming in. Butyl tape is known for creating a reliable barrier against water infiltration and preventing leaks. Yeah, so the plate is on top. Now whether or not, do you think we should have put butyl all around? Or?
What do you mean all around? All the way inside? No. Oh, this is good. When it starts tightening, it's going to compress down.
Yeah. Okay.
Screwdriver.
Unbeknownst to us, in screwing the bolts back into the hole, the extra butyl layer prevented the bolts on the foreside to completely penetrate through the masthead plate into the cabin top. Paolo wasn't able to add the required washer to the bolts. So we have to redo the process of screwing the mast plate, because as it turns out, the issue is, Paolo, some screws are longer than other screws. The mast plate is actually angled. Fore side is much higher than the aft side, so there is an angle here. Paolo put on the screws into the hole. He didn't measure the screws, so yeah, you could tell.
Not much.
The problem right now is we put in too much butyl tape as well between the two plates.
Yep.
So we have to go and redo the whole thing again.
Yeah.
Well, so we took out the screws, the bolts, and we're going to redo this again, but we'll do it tomorrow. We're just gonna pack up and then head back home.
Yesterday I was here. I cleaned up my mast step plate over here, and I began by installing the butyl tape so they'll be waterproof so no water will go inside. These are the bolts I have to go through and hold this plate in position. I didn't realize at the time until I had gotten all the bolts inside and through. Two bolts are one size. There's two different length bolts. Actually, there's three. So I'm not sure, but I know when I pushed them down, I only saw one bolt coming through. Then I started thinking that the reason why is because I have way too much butyl here, And not only that, but it's just I noticed that one of them was different in size, because this is sloped. The cabin top is sloped over here. It'll be thicker at the forward side, and I would need a longer bolts. But I'm going to take all of this here out now, clean it all out. I'm just going to put just the stainless steel plates called Tabernacle over here, and my plate that holds all my organizers. Put them all just down, and put the bolts through, and see what happens. Because I have cap nuts that go on these, so I have limited amount of travel when I put these on. And I want to make sure it's going to be nice and tight when they're on. So I'm going to use a butyl, but I'm just going to put it in much thinner so that when it does compress, it does have place to it to expand and go out. So first thing is, Tabernacle comes out. Get rid of all this butyl. So I'm just going to drop it on top. Okay, it's pretty well almost all out. Easier than I thought. So the bolts are coming out through here. I'm just going to use a screwdriver, clear out any butyl that might be in there, so to make it easier for me to put the bolts down, to see how far they're going to come down, and see which bolt goes where. So here now are my bolts. I basically have 4 bolts, which are almost all the same height. So I flipped the bolts around, and this one looks a little short. One of them might be a little bit short still. I don't know, almost say this, it might be too long, but gotta remember I still have to put in the butyl, so that's going to create a little bit of a build-up on top. So I got to put in 2 layers of butyl, one on between the organizing plate and the cabin top, and another one between the organizing plate or mast base plate. I just want to make sure that these screws are these nuts are going to work. I'm just going to take this out, put in my butyl, then I'll put all the plates back on again and put the bolts through, tighten it up. I think it should be it. Okay, so I've pushed up my bolts from the inside the cabin. My roll of butyl. I'm going to cut out some pieces. I think it's cooperative in that sense. I'm going to cut it from the back side for easier. May have to tap them down a bit more. These are all obviously a little bit raised, especially these ones, because the forward ones were not coming through as much. And I think the bolts are all the same size, except this has got a certain slope to it, so it's a build up. It's a good 1/4 inch thicker over here than it is over here. Okay, this is coming out a little bit, this is coming out a little bit, just a little bit on this one. Can't see this one yet, so I gotta tap it down some more.
The butyl tape will continue to squeeze out for hours depending on the amount and the air temperature.
So I can see I still have a problem. I don't have much of any bolt coming out on this one. I'm gonna start putting the nuts on these ones and see if I can squeeze them out. And then the locking washer. And I don't know if I'll be able to tighten it. I could put in my locking nut too. Okay, I'm going to go up on top. Let's see if I can tap down with this bolt some more. Okay, I tapped this one and this one, so this one's just too short. I'm just going to leave this on for now. There is a fair amount of build up on this side underneath the 2 plates. That was my shortest bolt as well. probably going to replace these two. But for now it's good. At least it's sealed. There won't be any water coming in.
Join us for the next episode of the Spring Boatwork series as we get Sailing Odyssey prep and ready for Splash Day. I put out videos of my sailing, travel, and outdoor adventures. If this interests you, tap on the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of a new video being published. For now, fair winds to all.